Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. What is today's date? Today is September the 8th, so we are a day away, or we are experiencing that 99 gateway, which is also activating the 9th chakra. So a 999 gateway still in all actuality, because we have the 9th month of September, we have the 9th day of September, and then that 9th chakra that is activating, allowing you to tap into higher states of existence and truth to your reality. The 9th sphere, or the 9th chakra, is known as the Alta Major, or the Mouth of God. Or also, there's another one, and it's like something gateway, or anyway. This video here is something that I've been wanting to talk about for, I think, sometime in August. I knew I was going to be talking about this. Along my journey, I have experienced or witnessed the 9/11 numbers, and I think I may have made a video on YouTube sometime throughout my process here of being on YouTube in reference to it. Now, we all know what 9/11 signifies in this reality. It was a major event that has changed reality dramatically. I can go back and I know exactly what I was doing at that very moment of the 9/11 attacks. Now, let me just double check that I'm still recording here. I don't want to get halfway through this video and realize that something stopped my video. I was, gosh, how old was I then? 20, let me push pause and go double check. Isn't it embarrassing when you go like, duh, you should know how old you were. I was 26. And we're about to turn 26. Anyway, no, 26. So I was in a bad relationship at that time, and about to end that relationship, towards the end of this relationship. My son was in first grade, I believe, then, and I knew how I felt when I was watching the morning news, and I saw the airplane video hit the Twin Towers, and my mind flipped. I grew up as a military brat. My father served in the Army, and that was actually what I thought my career was going to end up with, being within the military. So war has been a part of my upbringing. War, or, military, all kinds of that stuff, and therefore fear as well. And my father served during the time of the Iran and Iraq war, of course, and I remember throughout that time frame there were soldiers in our apartment complex, there were soldiers outside our doors, there were soldiers on our school buses, at our school bus stop, driving on the school bus with us. They would check our book bags for anything odd, and in our schools they were just everywhere on base, is what I'm trying to say. And I remember how terrified I felt even then during that one, being really, really close to home, because again, my father was a service member, so it's definitely close to home when you have someone who is there in the military. My fear, no matter what it was about in my life, was pretty strong, and I when the 9/11 attacks took place, the first thing I did was I got dressed, I got up, and I went and pulled my son out of school. I didn't even think twice about it. I went and I got him out of school. Because I have been so familiar with what takes place throughout any type of attack, being that I was also a dependent of an army soldier. So, upon my awakening, 9/11 has always flashed. 9/11, there's always been a message with 9/11. And although there is an angel number that pertains to that, I believe in my previous video about it, 9/11 comes as a deeper meaning of waking up. Waking up to a different reality. You have this number 9 that is about an end of a cycle, like I've explained in my yesterday's video, but also signifies, a greater beginning if you are open to that change and transformation. You have 11, which again, if we go back to the Twin Towers, signifies Jachin Boaz, the 2 pillars. And 11, all alone, still is an indication of unity. Unity. Especially if we create unity within ourselves by going through the central pillar of neutrality. Neutral, being non-judgmental in this is through the heart, through the law of love or the law of one. In learning what the laws of polarity is about. So as you can see, hopefully you can see where I'm getting at. And we use the number 911 to call for an emergency. And it's no coincidence. 911 is a major wake-up call. It's actually more significant than 1111. Because you can shift in timelines here. And that's what this 9/11 here that we are creeping up on, the anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, which is going to be the 20th year anniversary, it is, and my mom's calling me, so let's see if I can, oh, sorry, Mommy. I'm going to push pause on this video whenever and give her a call back. But we have a lunch date today with my mommy. Oh, I have a lunch date with my mommy. We have a chance on this 9/11 to shift in timelines. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you so much if you are still with me. Regardless, I have merged these 2 MP3s together to make one video, but I did call my mommy back, and we're going to have our lunch date today. So, as I was saying, the 9/11, and especially with that emergency number, is no coincidence. We use that, we dial on the phone to call for the police department or an ambulance to come, or even the fire rescue, whatever it is, to get here quick. It is actually an attention number that works in breaking down artificial intelligence. Now, I talk about, and so many people talk about, choosing love. Choosing love. Love is the only thing that is real. It is the only thing that is so powerful in all of its frequency that can pulverize, I can't even think of a word here today, that can break down artificial intelligence or free you from the matrix. So in order to be freed from control of artificial intelligence or false realities, one must see it as false. You know, there's nothing in this reality that is real. And this is something that I don't know if you've ever thought about. Earth is our greatest teacher, but Earth is also a prison sentence. And please, stay centered within the heart. This is not anything to bring fear to you. If you are in the resonance of fear still, or negative thinking, especially when I said that phrase, a prison sentence, please quickly shift your awareness and get into the heart and try to find greater understanding. Karma. We are recycled every single lifetime until we learn what is true and what is false, and until we learn to come from love, the frequency, the beautiful vibration of love. That is when we can free ourselves from all illusions. You know, and I got to thinking today, we become so attached to every single thing in this reality. People, food, places, objects, whatever it is. And especially attached to our bodies. We become so attached to our bodies that we believe our body is more real than our spirit. And that's why we become so disconnected from what is true. We lose touch with our higher self, our God source. We forget. That's why we have forgotten our past lives and why we have come here again. You know, we have guardians, and I know that I am a part of this guardians who are sent here and brought here to wake up and help bring in and anchor in moral light, to help those who are living within darkness break free from those chains. And if my last name, my maiden last name is, and this, you know, I'm just talking about this because there's a purpose in our lives. Whether or not you know who you are, your purpose, your origins or not, right at this very moment, you are, of course, able to find that greater understanding. But you're only going to find out, and this is on your own here, even if you go to someone else and they give you this type of information, if your heart is not centered in love, that information is not going to serve you. You may not follow the steps of oneness in the law of one, which is going to free you from being recycled. So my maiden name here is Porter, and my first name is Christina. When I began waking up, you know, my faith was guiding me in all kinds of areas. Every single type of, not religion, but origin and their type of teachings in regards to truth in whatever aspects that came up in my reality anyway. So I began to think about my name because I've never really cared for my first name. Anyway, it's something that I don't know why. I didn't know why then. But Christina, it means the follower of Christ. I have had a resistance all my life in truly following the footsteps of Christ, but not really Christ. It was more so religion. And Christ has been calling me ever since I was a little girl, witnessing him several times as a little girl. And so anyway, and my last name in its origins means the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper. and then eventually it transferred to being someone who carried the baggage, of in hotels or whatever it is. But ordinarily, back in the day, old times, when they would take whatever your job was, it actually became your name. And a porter was someone who stood outside of either a castle or a monastery or anything highly significant and guarded, and therefore nobody could enter without the porter's permission. Therefore, the porter was always highly significant and very valued. If I put together the follower of Christ and porter together, Christ means light. The gatekeeper of light. Or the whatever it is you want to transfer it into. We are all, depending on, I don't know where your origin is and what your true purpose is, but the purpose of who you are is to be a pillar of light. Every time you are in resonance of light, you help anchor in more light into this existence where we can break free, where others are able to break free from falsehoods, from false realities, from false tyranny, from the false father. Remember, when we believe in more of this reality, especially when we believe in war, and this is taking us back to the 9/11 attacks, terrorist attacks, we therefore are separated from our Father, our Holy Father principle. So 9/11, I don't know if you've been seeing 9/11 everywhere, and it's probably bringing up a memory bank of the 9/11 attacks. Maybe, I don't know. And it's healing you from, hopefully it is healing you from false timelines, where you are able to move into a separate or a higher dimension of reality. So that is what 9/11 is signifying here, that we are shifting into a different reality. Many of us are, there could be a division again. That's going to carry us on over to the equinox, because you have to break free from aspects of the lower aspects of self before you can anchor in any more light and therefore birth into a higher being, whatever level you are at. So I'm not going to say you are going to tap into Christ right now, or a Christ consciousness. You are at a level tapping into Christ consciousness every single day, no matter where you are, as long as you are in reflection of love. So if you're finally waking up, if today is the day that you said, you know what, I'm going to listen to Christy's video, I'm going to follow her channel, and this is the very first video that you listen to, so today will actually mark your beginning of your ascension cycle. And it's not your ascension. You're not in ascension until you complete your levels of initiations. But you are beginning to wake up. This could be your first day. No matter what, today is your chance to anchor in Christ consciousness at the level of where you are starting at. There was something else that I was going to add to this. Right, so I remembered. I was going to let you know that last night, every time we're about to shift in timelines, there are going to be things in your reality, or you are going to go through something that's going to give you a sign. You have to be very, very, very mindful of your situations. Trigger events. Trigger events are there to give you a chance to get back into centeredness and into love. And this, it's not always every single time you are experiencing a major event in your life, but you can have a sense. Of course, it takes you understanding where we are going here astrologically. or cosmically, and putting the pieces together to what is reflecting in your reality. So this past week, a few days, or yeah, today's only Wednesday, I've had experiences that are kind of showing me a shift. Last night, again, as I was trying to doze off, and it's 11:11, I very, very briefly had a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of fear arise from within, and I had to talk myself and center myself in. Remember, it's not that we are... I know that when I'm having these moments, I, of course, am still purifying myself at a higher level. Because one, I can sense that it doesn't take me as long to get back into love. My mind isn't trying to play tricks on me any longer. My heart is now more in control. Therefore, I know. I still say I'm healing because, I like to keep myself being humbled in the cause. But I also know that I'm healing the collective at the same time. That's what a guardian who anchors in light, a starseed. We have the ability to heal at a higher level ourselves and therefore the collective, which also means that we have the ability to feel even more than the standard or ordinary individual who is not a guardian or a starseed. You could be a healer who's sent here to do your purpose, but then there are those, it's like the levels of a teacher. There's no right or wrong. We're all here for a purpose, and we are all equally involved. So, but those who are very sensitive, you can play a higher significant role if you can learn to quickly get back into love. Don't use the excuse as, oh my gosh, I am highly sensitive to energy, whatever it is, therefore I have to stay away from certain situations. That's an excuse. And it's a reason you're preventing yourself from being a true healer and a true bearer of light. You have to be able to stand your ground in whatever situation it is, because remember, everything is false in this reality. As you begin to heal yourself, you free yourself from all illusions. You cannot believe in this reality, and especially all the things that are negative within this reality, more than what spirit is. And I wanted to read a verse in the Bible because it's something that I find very valuable. And if I can get to it, of course, here. So this is in Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. There are things going on that unless you are open to love, that you will never understand, that is trying to suppress everything about you. Higher truth, higher light, and higher love. And it begins with placing fear within you. Fear, judgment, separation, hatred, doubt. If those things and ideas are working in you, it's a lie and it's a trap to keep you in a recycled prison so that you cannot remember who you are, your path, the truth about all existence, to free you from a prison that you don't belong to. I hope this video helps you. I hope it guides you. I hope it gives you more faith more purpose, and of course fills you with light and love. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.